Restitution. Should you do it? And is it good? Start. If you don't like my start, and I'll turn that off.
I just want to see how long people will stay on watching the
They already tolerate you so much.
video. In this video, Kathy from the IntimacyDojo.com and I, Reed Mahalik from ReadAboutSex.com, will fight to the death over restitution. Tell them.
Tell them, yes. So there are, if you haven't read the 5 languages of apology, or saying I'm sorry, or sorry isn't enough, something like that. Gary Chapman, great book. There are different ways to say you're sorry. I am someone, if it's a bigger thing, I like restitution. If someone lets me down, and Reed is not a restitution person.
Oh, actually, that is one of my languages of apology. I just have a more enlightened view of restitution. So here's the situation. How do you clean up a situation where restitution is not possible? That is really the question. It's not that restitution is bad, but there are situations where people promise things, can't deliver, and they mispromise. Like it's and this is not and Kathy believes that I absolve people of responsibility. Mm-hmm. I'm actually looking at what's possible.
So it may not be possible for them to do the exact thing they promised.
They can't do the thing, they were wrong.
Right, but that doesn't mean they can't make up in another way.
Well,
so if I promise to take my friend to a Maroon 5 concert, and I can't get tickets, I try everything I can, I try to scalp them,
They are wrong. They can never regain your trust because they promised, they committed to the Maroon concert tickets.
That doesn't mean I can't.
The band hasn't broken up.
Right.
Let's go. Get those tickets.
Right. Would you like to let me finish what I was saying? Or?
I'm waiting for my tickets. I'm not interested in what you have to say until I get my tickets. Do you have the tickets? I love Maroon 5.
Do you?
Yeah.
It might be that they're not coming back to the city anytime soon or something. You can't get tickets to it. But there might be other ways to make it up. Maybe they love a different band even more, and you can say, I'm going, no promises, hold on. Okay, I have tickets. We're going to go see Chicago.
You promised Maroon 5. That's what you promised. You got my hopes up.
So for me, if someone says restitution, I want what they promised or something better.
But there's nothing better than Maroon 5. That's what you don't understand, Kathy. And you promised me Maroon 5. What's better than Maroon 5?
Chicago.
No. Do you even understand music?
Probably not. I don't claim to be a musician. So is there a band that you already experienced?
No, Maroon 5. You know how important Maroon 5 is to me. Why don't you understand this? How could you let me down? There is nothing more important to me. I need Maroon 5 for this friendship to work. You promised Maroon 5. You committed to Maroon 5.
And I failed. So
no. It's not even that you failed. You have not succeeded yet.
By the way, I did not actually promise you tickets to Maroon 5. Just so I don't carry this over later.
We're using this as an example.
Like everybody's like, how could you let him down?
I know. So it's not that you've failed. You have not fulfilled yet on your commitment.
Okay. So there
We're
are
role playing, by the way.
Yes.
So fulfill on your commitment. You made a commitment. Fulfill on it.
Okay. So if it was something where I couldn't potentially get tickets, and next time they come around and tour, it might be that someone promised to do something on a day, like we're going to have this fun day of.
You promised me Maroon 5 as a reward for this thing that I did for you, and now Maroon 5, please.
But we're saying that there's no way to get Maroon 5 tickets. The band
not my problem.
Broke up. And
not my problem.
They didn't really break up. So.
I did the work.
That you can never be absolved for that, but you might be able to do restitution in a different way.
Nothing better than Maroon 5.
Actually, There are things that might be better than Maroon 5.
I don't. You tell me.
Are you willing to consider things?
I'll consider, but if you cannot come up with something better than Maroon 5, and I cannot come up with something better than Maroon 5, the dynamic is fucked.
Yes.
And that, you may be working your ass off to come up with something better and show up for something to restore what I would have been able, in good faith, to feel leveled the playing field, given that I did this other thing, and you were rewarding me with Maroon 5.
How about a trip to Paris with Hugh Jackman?
I don't think so.
And he'll be shirtless most of the time.
Okay, so here's the deal. If you can't deliver that...
I'm trying to be funny.
No, I know. So we're being funny with something that for a lot of people is serious stuff, right? Because if you try to do that, and then you can't pull that off...
And Hugh says no.
I can never trust you now.
Right. He's like, I'm willing to be shirtless one day.
I can't trust you. So what do? Now you're untrustworthy, and you cannot restore.
I think in most cases there are things you've talked like it may have been passed, so the chance to restore things may.
I once had somebody who was gonna do some stuff that had a deadline. The deadline passed. I had to do it myself, and again, like, that's okay. Like, that happens.
Yeah.
But I ended up holding a grudge because, and this was the beginning of me looking into the languages of apology.
Yeah.
This is how I started getting into this, because I realized there was no way for me to forgive them because the window for them to fulfill passed. The window got taken away. There was no way for them to restore the thing that I was counting on them for. And so then they were fucked, and then I had to figure out, why can't I forgive them? And then this led to this, right? This is going to be a longer video no matter what, folks, so make a cup of tea, we're going for it.
So I do think that there are times, like, that person let you down, the window is passed, they can't do restitution on that. There might be something else they could do there might be something else they could do to restore your trust in them. It doesn't always have to be the Maroon 5 tickets. It might be that, I am so sorry I let you down. I know you really wanted to go to Big Sur. I'm going to get a really nice... I'm online. I'm reserving a really nice cabin in the woods for a long weekend, and we're going to do these things. Would that make it even?
Well, so how would you handle the fact if I'm like, I put in the work, I built up all my expectations around Maroon 5. I see what you're doing. Yeah. But it doesn't fix it.
Right. So,
and the Hugh Jackman thing, which again, I appreciate you trying, that he only wore his shirt off once.
It would have to be half the weekend.
I can't trust you now. Like, you've failed me twice.
Would he have to cuddle shirtless with you?
It's done. We already went on. He's not going to go to Paris with me again. We're done. So now, for me, the challenge is, now it's an issue of dissatisfaction. And that's assuming we could come up with a scenario better than Maroon 5.
Well, okay, if we're doing it...
How do you handle somebody's dissatisfaction when you can't restore the thing that they're disappointed in?
To me, there's a distinction. I said I was going to do this. I did my best. I failed. I'm really sorry. Or I agreed to pay you so much in either activities or money. We had an exchange. You were going to do A, I was going to do B. B got done, A did not happen. There's still something owed there. So we have to figure out which is equal or greater value so that I feel satisfied.
And what if the thing that's owed, there is nothing that can be of greater value for that person?
Well, I think for myself anyway, it would be if they gave me as much as they could. So if someone owes me $1,000 and they're like, I do not have $1,000, I will never have $1,000. The Maroon 5 is broken up. There's no way to get tickets. give me $900 if you have $900, or get me tickets to the spin-off band, so to speak. Like, get me what you can't.
Maroon 4.
Oh no, it's horrible. Nothing against Maroon 5.
I'm just not thinking of Maroon 5 watching this video.
No.
All right.
Or Hugh. Hi, Hugh. I think that if you can, it may not be the equivalent. You want to try to give the equivalent or greater, but you want to restore as much as you can. And
if it still doesn't satisfy the person,
life sometimes happens. That doesn't mean that that you get to. They're not going to be resentful or angry.
So but how do you? If they keep saying not good enough, doesn't I put in all this stuff, and that I appreciate you showing up and trying to do that, but it doesn't meet it. How do you handle it?
I think, again, I'm someone who tries to pay stuff back.
I get that, and they're not satisfied. How do you handle somebody's dissatisfaction when they're claiming restitution?
If I really haven't, I try to show up and hear them. Because if I really can't ever get Maroon 5 tickets, and that's really sad.
And what if they're like, but how dare you promise me Maroon 5 tickets? You promised me Maroon 5 tickets. And you just shouldn't have made those promises at all.
I can acknowledge I shouldn't have made the promises. And I can acknowledge their hurt and their feelings about it. I don't get to feel absolved. I don't get to feel complete about it. It's something that's there. It didn't get done. So if I owe somebody money and I don't pay them, the money is not paid. It doesn't ever go away. We don't absolve their responsibility for stuff. It seems
so basically you're letting the person who is not complete, the strategy or the tactic is to just let them be incomplete.
Well, it doesn't mean I don't show up and don't do what I can to support them, but they're not complete. They didn't get what they needed.
But you okay? So next video, how to handle mispromises. Leave comments. Go. Bye, Hugh.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to subscribe to my social media, it's right there. And please subscribe to this channel there. If you'd like to see more Goofy, Reed, and Kathy, there's more videos there.
See them. Why are they there?